Come on in.
Hi, Scott. I'm Pearl with
Hi.
LinkedIn. How are you?
Nice to meet you. Good. How are you?
Good. I'm great. Thanks for asking.
Good.
Can I have a seat?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Thank you. So, I'm glad that Mike put us in connection with each other and said, that maybe we could potentially have a relationship, a working relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. Mike's a great guy. I've known that guy for 2 or 3 years now, and he's a swell fella. He actually raved about LinkedIn and said how great of a company it was. So.
Well, I think once you see some of our features, you'll be loving it as well.
Well, good.
So, how was your weekend?
It was great. I actually just got back from a Caribbean cruise this past Wednesday, and we actually went to Caribbean. We went to Cozumel, Belize, and Honduras, and I had never been out of the U.S. before, so that was an awesome new experience for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You cannot pay me enough to get on a boat.
Why? Why?
I've seen Titanic way too many times, but it sounds like you went around the world.
We did, kind of.
Really?
Kind of around the way. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. We went snorkeling. We went scuba diving. We unlimited drinks every day. We got 15 per day.
Fun.
It was a blast. Yeah, it was a blast.
So, what was your favorite part about it?
Probably Belize. Like I said, we had to anchor there. We couldn't actually port. So we anchored there, and we ended up going on excursions. And these excursions were basically you pay money and you go off, and you get to do a little tour of the country around. So we went snorkeling in my case. We saw the second biggest barrier reef in the world. So it was beautiful.
Sounds fun.
It was awesome.
So did you find Finding Nemo down there?
We found Dory. We didn't find Nemo though.
But she didn't know where she was going, so she didn't let you catch her, huh?
Exactly.
Well, Scott, I'm going to go ahead and give you my business card. It has my cell phone, my email address on there. So if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call.
Sure. Well, thank you for that. I'm going to give you mine as well, just in case you want to follow up with me after today's meeting too.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Sure.
So to start off with, I just want to confirm that we still have 13 to 15 minutes for this meeting today?
That is correct, yes.
Okay,
I have a
great.
meeting after this I got to go across town to go to.
And we know how traffic is for that.
Oh, awful
I'll
traffic.
try to cut it short.
No, you're good.
Do you mind if I take notes?
Yes, go right ahead. You're fine.
Okay, great. So will anyone else be joining us for the meeting today?
No, it'll just be me in today's meeting.
So you're the man for today.
I'm the man for today.
Who are the decision makers for implementing any system like LinkedIn Navigator?
Sure. The decision makers would be the CEO, Mr. Davis,
Okay.
as well as our other sales managers, including myself. Basically, I'm the senior sales manager here, so I'm in charge of the other 3 sales managers, along with I work very closely with our CEO, so we would all be in on that meeting.
Okay, great. So what I want to start off doing is I want to explain our agenda.
Okay.
So I'll start off by asking you some company questions just so I can get an idea of what your concerns can be, maybe some of your problem areas, and exactly where the company stands.
Okay.
Feel free to ask me any questions throughout our presentation. But in the end, I will also give you a short presentation of the LinkedIn Navigator system, just so you can see it and get a little familiar with it. Is that okay?
That sounds awesome.
Okay, great. So let's start off. How many employees do you currently have?
Yeah, right now we have 40 sales reps. We've hired 10 of those in the last year alone, so we are growing at a decent rate right now. And then we also have 4 sales managers, including myself and our CEO, Mr. Davis.
Okay, great. So what are your current sales, or what were your sales for 2015?
Yeah, our sales for this past year was $20 million. That was a 15% increase from 2014.
Well, congrats. Everyone wants to see an increase.
Absolutely. So yeah, we've been growing at a pretty decent rate as of right now.
Okay. So by what I can gather, you have 40 employees.
Yes.
You made $20 million in 2015, which that's amazing.
Yes.
And you increased 20%. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, great. Let's see. So with that being said, what would your company goals for the next 2 years be?
Yeah, next 2 years, we've been doing really well domestically. We're located mainly in the southern United States, a lot in Texas. We have a couple northern locations like New York and Illinois. I think we have one in I know we have one in Connecticut as well. So, but really we're trying to be more expansive and go international. We're looking at some European countries like the UK.
Interesting.
Yeah, as well as South America. We're looking at Brazil and Colombia right now.
Wow, that's a really big
I
move.
know.
I mean, you're going to foreign areas, so it's like, wow.
I know. It's scary, but that's why I'm here talking with you today. We're just looking for a new tool to help us launched into the next phase of our business.
Well, I'm sure that LinkedIn Navigator can help you.
Well, great.
So what current systems are you using to generate new sales leads and new prospects?
Yeah, right now we're currently using, we're just doing good old phone book. That a lot of cold calling involved with that.
Lucky salespeople.
Right, along with internet marketing, we're
Okay.
doing that as well. We also keep in touch with a lot of our clients that we already currently have, and they can give us referrals. But those are the lesser portion of the ones that we're talking to.
Okay, so basically you don't have a system is what you're telling
Yeah,
me.
essentially, yes.
So
Yeah.
we use the good old phone book, and you're doing a lot of phishing, right?
Yes.
Okay, so do you think that that's an effective way to generate leads? Basically just phishing and doing some cold calling?
No, it's really not that efficient. We're looking for a lot more efficient of a system, and I think LinkedIn might be a great help. We'll see, but yeah, like cold calling, like I said, a lot of lost time on the job, and we're looking for our employees to be a lot more productive in everything they do. We're looking to eliminate lost time. That's the biggest thing with cold calling. I mean, these guys are calling 50 to 60 people per day, and they're only getting 2 to 3, maybe 4 on a great day, actual sit-down meetings with these individuals. So we're trying to up that number, double, maybe even triple it. So that's what we're really looking for.
Okay, so it sounds like you're basically paying your employees a full salary, but your numbers in return are not exactly what you're looking for.
Exactly.
I mean, they're enough to manage to get you a $20 million
Yeah, we're comfortable,
profit.
but we're really looking to not be. We want to be comfortable with a new system that could help launch us forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, in your words, what do you think 2 to 3 of the biggest problems with your sales process would be, as far as what would need improvement?
Sure. Definitely loss of time. I think the biggest one would be our lack of efficiency. I think that would be needed to be drastically improved. And then other than that, I would say we're losing a lot of leads right now. So I would think that would be another thing we're trying to look into, because of this year, as of right now, we're down about 10% in our number of legitimate leads compared to last year.
Okay. And do you think that's working for you so far? Do you feel it's efficient as far as your current and your future needs? Just cold calling and phishing?
Yeah, I mean, no, like we're looking to go international hopefully within the next 2 years. So if we're going to keep up that process, then we need something that's going to be a lot better.
That
for
would be
us.
a lot of phone books that your salespeople
Yeah,
would have
exactly.
to have.
Exactly.
So let's say when your new system comes in place, will every employee be using the LinkedIn Navigator or just your salespeople?
Yes, every single employee,
Okay.
including our CEO, everyone would have a LinkedIn. Yes.
Okay. And so right now, out of the 40 employees that you have, how many employees are actually doing cold calling and phishing?
Yeah, sure. A lot of our newer employees, for clear reasons, I mean, they're new to the system. We try to connect them with as many legitimate leads as we can. But I would say probably 10, 15, maybe 20 are doing cold calling on a daily basis. And a lot of our senior reps and executive sales reps, they don't do cold calling very often at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
mean,
sure your CEO's not cold calling
No,
every day.
never.
So just to summarize, so it sounds like your system per se, your phone book and your phishing is not too efficient. LinkedIn Navigator can definitely help with that. And about half of your employees are actually doing the code calling, right?
Yes, that is
Okay.
correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, again, if you continue the same process, as far as cold calling and phishing, how do you think it'll negatively impact your business this year?
Yeah, I mean, I could see a loss of potentially maybe $1 or $2 million in sales. So
Wow.
that would be the biggest loss we could have that I could see in the near future.
That sounds like it should be a profit, not a loss.
Oh, yes, that's true.
So would you say your current method is efficient as far as what you're looking for and what you need?
I mean, it's efficient in the degree that we're comfortable, like I said, with what we're doing, but just because you're comfortable with something doesn't mean that it's
The best tool.
It's not the best match or tool for the company. So,
Right.
yeah.
Okay, so how many leads per month would you say that each one of your sales rep is losing out on?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're calling 50 to 60 per day, and they're only getting 2 to 3. So if I had to put a number on it, I would say they're losing anywhere from 80 to 90 legitimate clients that they could have sit-down meetings with per month.
Wow, so
Yeah.
with those numbers, it sounds like at the end of the month, they're potentially losing on 400 to 500 potential new clients that are just, falling out the funnel.
Let's just not say that big number because I don't want to hear that.
Well, it sounds almost as bad as 1 to 2 million, but it's okay
That's
because
true.
it's okay because my system will be able to fix that and hopefully
great.
make those numbers, increase money-wise.
Sure, yeah.
So how much in sales profit do you think you could lose out on if you just continue using the same thing and using the same methods you're currently using?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think we could see a $1 to $2 million hit, but if we keep this up over the next 3 or 4 years, we could see upward of, I don't know, $10 million over the next 5 years
Wow.
of potential lost sales. So
Okay, that's
Yeah.
a big number.
yeah,
So do you feel like the time being used to cold call could be put to better use per se?
yeah, absolutely. Like I think that we could spend a lot more time with our current customers we already have, helping improve those customer relationships.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very important thing to our business, as well as making us a lot more productive overall.
Okay, absolutely. I mean, catering to the companies that you currently have is crucial because you know what they say, out of sight, out of mind, right?
Exactly.
And most importantly, I mean, it's still important to build a relationship so that,
Yeah.
they can refer other business to you.
Sure.
So how has this negatively affected your sales force and their ability to produce more sales?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're having a lot less sales every single month. We've seen our sales numbers decrease as of this year to date compared to last year as well. So I would say that they want to be a lot more happy and comfortable with the system that they know they can be more productive in.
Okay. And could you generate more leads without overworking your employees? How do you think you could do that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, we're looking for a system that can have a massive amount of efficiency and productivity, as well as keeping us going forward in the right direction when it comes to not lost time on the job.
Okay. And how would a more efficient sales leading application system like LinkedIn Navigator benefit your company?
Yeah, it would benefit us by, I don't know, it would reduce a lot of lost time. It would help increase our leads, hopefully, and we want to find a system that we can really target people that we feel would be beneficial to having relationships with our company.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you see how a tool like LinkedIn Navigator could make your sales leads increase, which obviously means more profit margins for you?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So with LinkedIn Navigator, does expanding your current business seem or sound a little bit more feasible now?
Absolutely it does, sure.
Okay, great.
Sure.
So LinkedIn Navigator could provide you with a system that can address all these issues, as far as getting rid of the cold calling, not phishing as much, and increased sales and your growth rate. Would that be something you'd be interested in?
Of course.
Okay.
Who would not be interested in something
Pot
like
of gold,
that?
I'm telling
That is
you.
a pot of gold.
So I'm going to go ahead and do a short presentation just so
Okay.
you can get familiar with LinkedIn Navigator.
Okay.
So if you take a look here at my laptop,
Sure.
so everyone's technically already familiar with LinkedIn Navigator. They're not familiar with it, but they kind of just don't know that it's there. So if you
Right.
look into your LinkedIn account and you look in the top right-hand corner, do you see the icon that says LinkedIn Navigator?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so you click on that.
Okay.
Now, the wonderful thing about this is that it lets you narrow down your search based on who is already in your contacts.
Right.
So, for example, you're in Liberty Mutual, so you're in the insurance business. If you look at the options, it lets you customize it where you can actually just type in keywords. You can type in insurance agent. Then there's another option that lets you summarize it by city, state, or zip code.
Okay.
So now you're not just reaching out to people, random people that you don't know, but people that are in your industry and would potentially have a need for your product.
Right.
Does this sound like something that could help you improve your sales leads?
Absolutely. I do have a question though.
Okay.
Would we be able to save our leads though, like that we find and?
Yeah, so after you do a search, it gives you an option also on the right-hand corner to save your leads.
Okay.
What this does is anyone that joins your networking group, it sends you an update.
Great.
So this way, there's also no overlapping as far as who you're reaching or sending in-mails or emails to.
That sounds awesome.
Okay, so does this sound like something you would like to pursue and go ahead and implement in your company?
Sure, absolutely.
Great. So why don't we set up a time so you can go ahead and meet with your salespeople and the CEO? Does next Monday at 10 a.m. sound great?
That sounds great. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to implementing LinkedIn to your company.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Nice meeting
All
you.
right. Nice meeting you. Take care.